Bart, can you just freeze? Just stop where you are. Keep rolling for me, and then just freeze. That's actually one more. Stop there. You see where you've got your tan, your elbows out? That's why we need that tucked in. So that, yes, perfect. That's it. Because you're kind of doing your tan and bong on a little bit of an angle. That's why we need to get the tan in. And oddly enough, guys, you can all relax now. Thank you. Oddly enough as well, that same elbow position is what we were talking about in your Sulam Tau. So if you relax, let that drop, it's exactly the same as allowing this to drop in the tan. And so that's a clear connection, a clear link between why we train forms in the way that we do. You know, people always, they're really keen to want to train with a partner. And obviously I get that, I understand that. In fact, I've just been making a video on that point today. I get it. And, you know, if you're doing Chi Sao or sparring, then, you know, nearly everybody is going to say, well, a partner's invaluable. But forms is actually where you make all the effort. Because if you just went straight into Chi Sao, you've got no game plan. You haven't done any training. You've not put anything in it beforehand. So the simple things is, if somebody's got a low tan, an instructor will nearly always tell them, you need more Sulam Tau to lift up. In this case, actually, Bart, your elbow is slightly out. So I would clearly say Sulam Tau to get the elbow in. And that was exactly the issue. So often if I watch somebody playing a form, I know what mistakes they're going to be doing in Chi Sao. It's kind of just the same. It works both ways. If somebody, for instance, was not doing turns in their Chum Kiu and they were just squaring up, then I know full well that that's going to be an issue in Chi Sao, which is also, again, the flip side of that. If you're not turning, you're not adequate with your turns in your Chi Sao, then you are going to be advised to do more Chum Kiu. If you've got bad footwork in general and you're not able to move around your opponent and to make the most of that confined space, then you would be advised to do more wooden dummy training, because that's what the wooden dummy is for, to get you to train around your opponent in a small confined space. So we see by training these things, if I just always have my tan, I train my tan all the time, Michael, because I've got my chin up, I can see in front of me, oh yeah, there's my hand. And when my elbow pulls back down, if it drags the hand out of the peripheral vision, so what? You know, I'm feeling for this, because initially I would have spent all that time in the mirror. I can't remember, I did a blog ages ago, and it was this idea of giving yourself a little test where you use your mirror to get into your stance and do a technique like a Tan Sao or something, make sure everything is right. And then when it's perfect, close your eyes and feel everything from the ground up. What kind of bend and grip you've got on your toes, what strain is on your ankles, how much are you pushing the knees forwards, are the buttocks tucked in, what's the relaxation on the shoulders and the strain on the back in order to get this, what tilt have you got on your wrist, how much are you pulling in or relaxing out the fingers and the thumb. I'm going all the way through this. Keep your chin up, posture, all there, all the same. And then when you've taken on board all the kind of mathematics or the equations of that, eyes still closed, come out of it, have a little shake off, and then step back up to it. Again, starting with the width of your feet apart, does that feel the same? How much are they turned in? Does that feel the same? The bend, again, we're thinking of the ankles and the shins, how on the knees, the buttocks, the shoulders, the chin, the elbow, and you get all these things, tick, 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 tick everyone off that feels correct and feels the same. Then open your eyes, and if it is identical, then you are starting to get used to what the techniques feel like. And you're not having to look at it or think about it. You know, don't think, feel. Don't think, is my hand in the right position? You should feel if that's in the right position. In Chi Sao, in sparring, and definitely in the street, in a fight, you are not going to be able to check these things. It's got to be there instantly. You've got to know what this instinct feel is, and that it's going to fire up and it's going to be correct. And it gets that because of the hours and hours and hours you've done on your form work and all the rest, which incidentally, again, about today's video that I've been doing, is not about you learning to defend yourself. These are all the things that we need day to day about your general well-being, you know, about keeping the head up. So we work on our breathing to allow good circulation of the blood. For a general well-being, learning your body mechanics, where things bend and don't bend, keeping you supple, keeping or getting your legs strong, having that mental awareness, that meditation that you'll get through Sulam Tau. So all of these elements are massive benefits that you get every day. You know, not just waiting for that one day where there might be someone lurking around the corner and danger looming. Yeah, always think of your Wing Chun as giving you that side as a massive kind of added bonus and not the only reason for training. So that's a biggie. Lovely. Thanks for listening to that. Chum Q. Oh, we have a question. Great.
Yeah, there's something that you say with Sulim Tao about, I'm sure you said stuff before about our immune systems, you know, because that relaxation helping, was it white blood cells or something like that? Have I made that up? Did I dream it?
Do you want me to repeat that thing?
Yeah, please. Yeah, okay. I've just forgotten what it is that you said about it.
Yeah, okay. Right, I've just muted you there. I've done it for you, Lucy. Yeah, the idea being that basically when your body has its kind of own healing system. You know, you've got the white blood cells that kind of go around the body and they help to kill off diseases and all the rest. But it's very difficult for your body to do its job because, you know, you're constantly bombarded by stress and strain and nerves and tension and, you know, like, you know, can I get that report finished for work? You might have relationship problems of, will I be able to pay the mortgage this month? You know, it's like, oh, so many things. And then we think, well, what about getting a good night's sleep? Well, that's easier said than done as well, you know, because you toss and turn, you have dreams and, you know, it's not easy to do that. So the idea with lots of things, really, Tai Chi, Qigong, Sulim Tao, is that if we give you something to focus on, it's all right me saying, don't think about that, or that. It's very difficult to do because it'll be there. But if I tell you to think about this and nothing else, then the kind of side effect of that is that you don't think about anything else. So while you're in the moment thinking about your developing this elbow energy and that resistance and trying to feel for something that's internal, can't get into that right now, but you know the idea. It engages your brain. It takes all the pressures and the other elements away and allows the body to do what it wants to do anyway. Added to that with particular breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, relaxing the eyelids as well, so that we're not, if your eyes are closed, you can daydream. If they're open, you can be distracted. So we just want to relax the eyelids, and it allows you just to focus only on developing that elbow energy. And that's where we get the added internal benefits, where it does work your immune system. It does allow you to train in this manner. And of course, you know, trees give off oxygen, they take on board carbon dioxide. So throughout the day, they're taking on loads of fumes from everything, trucks, factories, whatever. So at the end of the day, not so good. But when they've had a time to kind of get their breath back over the night, in the morning, not much carbon dioxide. The trees are full of oxygen, and that's the reason why you see people doing these things in parks on a morning, because as well as allowing the body to do what it wants to do, you're also giving it like the purest oxygen, so the best chance. And that's where this simple exercise can just make you feel really revitalized, you know, and it's a lovely feeling, and that's the Sulim Tao. So
I think that
my usual element, they're trying to take away the mystery, but that's kind of what we're looking at. Nabarun.
I think the other thing is I find is that what you said is the speed of life, not having to kind of stop and think. And I find it very difficult doing Sulim Tao. You have to think and just focus on it, because other things just keeps coming into your mind, and to have those few minutes not to think about anything else is hard. And if you practice that, I think it's going to help you in everything. In a fight, obviously, you need lots of stuff and you know, concentration, your reflexes, and it's not good if your just mind is not there. You would not be able to win a fight. And not in the same thing in life, that if you're not focused, even I find it very hard to just not to think about other things when I'm doing something, because it's just the autopilot we're always in, and that probably is quite helpful, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. And you know, as well, I'll just I mean, I've taught Sulim Tao to many different people, and it is just for that focus. You know, boxers, I've taught them Sulim Tao, which you wouldn't think of a boxer wanting Sulim Tao. Golfers, the biggest one that I've had the effects with was snooker players.